What is up, YouTube? Back again with another video. A couple things before we get into the actual part of the video. I do plan on uploading some other content over the coming days and weeks. I had to delete Assassin's Creed Valhalla for Division 2 and GTA 5 because those two are games that I'm going to be making videos on over the next couple of weeks. So that content for Assassin's Creed Valhalla is actually going to be disappearing. This is the last video you'll see of it for a little bit. As I did pretty much beat the entire game, I just have a couple side quests, like side challenges to do, but I don't actually have any missions left. So I kind of just gave up on it. You know, I got what I wanted. I got the 3 god tier weapons, which was Gungnir, Thor's hammer, and Excalibur, which Excalibur is what you see me grinding for in this video. This is the last big grind I did on AC Valhalla. And then obviously you have Call of Duty content that I'm going to be pumping out. I'm not sure if I'll be playing Call of Duty much over the next couple of weeks until Season 3, but I definitely will be making videos on it over different things. So keep informed about that. You never know what I'll upload. But let's talk about the title of this video. TikTok was banned as of today. The United States Congress had voted to pass the bill to ban TikTok. Now, I think this is a very complicated situation. A lot of people are saying that, oh, this is the dumbest shit ever. The government shouldn't be worried about this. But it's way more complicated than those little people can actually decide. Obviously, these people that are talking about this are all TikTokers, so they're obviously going to be biased. But it's very, very complicated. Because there's a bunch of different reasons on why they are doing what they are doing. And I kind of want to go over that in this video, the best that I understand. And so, let me know down below, do you think TikTok being banned is a good thing? Or do you think it's a negative thing? I think it's a little both. And we're going to go into that in a second. But I think overall, they aren't technically banning TikTok straight out. They are giving the company a half a year or 165 days to sell the company from this point. By the way, the company that owns TikTok is called Baitai, I believe it's called. It's a Chinese organization. Now, there is some information that apparently they, a couple years ago, like I think it was like last year or something, they did make a $1.6 billion investment into removing all of their servers from China, and so that the Chinese government didn't have as much of a hold on TikTok as before at that point it had. I don't know how much of that I believe, because it's very hard to trust whether or not they actually did that or not, because Chinese Communist Party is a shitty fucking group of people who do everything in their power to control the world. And so, I don't necessarily know if they actually removed all their servers out of China, but nonetheless, they said they have. But Baitai is going to have to sell the company within 165 days from today. So, if they do that, TikTok will be fine. It will be back to running again, and it's still running. If you go into TikTok right now, I was watching TikTok less than 35 minutes ago, so you can still watch TikTok. So it's not technically straight up banned, but I do recommend any one of you guys that are content creators over there on TikTok, you guys leave the app and go to a different app. Find, get some YouTube going, or get some Twitch going. If you're a TikToker and you like the speed content, do YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is honestly better than TikTok anyway when it comes to growing. I mean, it's a short YouTube Shorts you can blow up super fast on. So I recommend going there, man. But let's get into some of the things that I think are good and bad about the deal. Now, I think the biggest one in the room is that freedom of speech situation. A lot of people say this is anti-freedom of speech. It's not. That's not at all what this is. They're not saying that we cannot use the app because of any political reason that is against them. They're fighting against the app for selling our information to the Chinese government. Now, some people might say that they're not doing that no more, but how do you know they're not? I do trust the government can make decisions that aren't idiotic all the time. I know a lot of people like to bully the government for things, but you have to forget that if it wasn't for the government, we probably wouldn't be as powerful of a country. We wouldn't be as successful as a country. So you have to give them some respect Because yes, I know it's old white men in a big white building that decide our fates, but they do know what they're doing, even if it may seem dumb at first. They are somewhat intelligent, because our country is still floating. It is still doing very, very well. So keep that in mind. Like, not everything the government does is a negative. Sometimes it's a positive. You have to look at it from the perspective of what would you do in their position. And so the Chinese government has been trying to suffocate us for years, right? And so you have this little company called TikTok that comes in and is getting into every single phone, every single household in the United States, and has been known to be selling important information to China. And so you have to ask yourself, are you okay with your passwords, your profiles, your emails being sold to China? Are you okay with that? Because if you are, then it's fine. And I can understand your argument. I, for one, am partially okay with it because I use different passwords and different emails for different things. So my passwords and emails for TikTok are going to be different than, say, PlayStation or whatever. So it doesn't really concern me. And at the end of the day, like, I'm not too worried because, you know, the amount of people who they actually give a fuck about in China is so significantly low, right? So, like, everyday people are not the issue that they're going after. They don't care about the everyday people. They care about the, you know, the TikTokers that are famous or the powerful people using TikTok, like, say, Elon Musk or something. But a lot of people are arguing this is anti-freedom of speech. Again, that's not what this is. It's simply trying to stop them from being able to sell information, and the only way you can do that is by banning the app entirely, or getting them to sell to an American company that would not sell the information. And even then, there is American companies that do sell information. So even if they sell this company, TikTok, to another company or a new owner, then there is still a chance that the information could still be sold, and we could see this again pop up in the future, again with another lawsuit on TikTok. So it just really depends on the situation at hand and who owns it. But it is not a freedom of speech issue. Freedom of speech issues would be like the current censorship of Republicans in the Republican Party for voicing their concerns of anti-transgender ideas, as well as believing in Trump or any of the other Republican candidates, people frowning upon them and bullying them and harassing them and being disrespectful. That is more anti-freedom of speech than banning TikTok is, if you actually look at the causes of it, right? And it could be vice versa as well, through Republicans being rude to liberals and their beliefs. But keep in mind that the situation is a lot more complex than just that. I'm just simplifying it as a young person, a part of the young person community. Now, do I think this is only a good thing? No, I do think this is a negative thing, and also in a similar light, because if as it's doing good things for our privacy, this is also going to set a precedent for the future on whether or not a company can be completely dismissed by a government, especially the U.S. government. We are a democracy. We like to allow people to do and make decisions, even if they're bad decisions, and then they pay the crimes later. What this does entail is that the government can shut down a company with just their information, and no one can stop them, and I do think that is a problem going forward. Because that means they can do that to any company: Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, fucking Disney, Walmart, McDonald's, whatever it may be. And they can just shut down a company if they feel like it's not appropriate or that it's causing issues to our safety as a country. I do think that is a problem. There needs to be some way to check that decision making, because it can get very skewed, because as a younger generation, we see TikTok as something different than what they see it. They see it as a platform where people's information is getting sold. Meanwhile, we look at it and we see it just an app full of a bunch of cringe content and a couple good videos, right? And that's something I also want to discuss real quick before I end the video, is that the content on TikTok is inappropriate at best. The amount of underage, inappropriate videos you can find on TikTok by simply searching a dance move up. The amount of spam porn bots on TikTok. If you guys don't know what those are, you guys are super lucky. I like funny content, but every once in a while, I'd say about every other day, I'll have a couple videos where it's straight up just porn bots, AI bots that are being spammed full into the For You page and the home page. And it is gross and it is inappropriate because this is supposed to be a dancing app and a music app. Also, on that note of being a music app, over 100, I think it was 50 million songs were banned on TikTok due to being copyrighted. That is another huge issue. They were literally stealing music. That's why they got the copyrights and lost the access to that music, because they were basically stealing it for their own benefit. And this is a huge problem, man, because if you look at TikTok as well, it has made a false idea of being a content creator. Don't mind the loud ass truck in the background. But if you look at like TikTok creators, they all think that they are successful, but it is only a temporary success. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a YouTuber, right? A YouTuber takes a little longer to get successful, but their success is long term. Because even if YouTube goes away, your success could still linger. I mean, look at Mr. Beast, or KSI, or Logan Paul and Jake Paul, right? They have made lives and careers for themselves outside of YouTube because of it, right? So, TikTok is not the same. TikTok is, if you were TikTok famous, you are TikTok famous. It is not you are a content creator in my eyes. You are just TikTok famous. Because if you go to any other platform, and I know this because I used to play with, like, for example, Call of Duty players who were TikTok famous, had 800,000 followers on TikTok, and they had 400 followers on YouTube and Twitch because their follower base was only on TikTok, right? And so I do think it is a very valid argument to say that TikTok has been hurting the creative content scene for very long. Same with YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is a great idea, but it is basically just a copy of, it's basically just a straight up copy of TikTok, and it gives a false sense of success, right? I, for one, have taken notice to this on my own channel. As you guys can take notice, on my channel, I've been trying to slow down the amount of shorts I'm making because the YouTube Shorts have been blowing up, which is fine. I love it. I'm happy you guys are enjoying the videos. But the problem is a lot of those views on those YouTube Shorts don't actually count to anything because they're just views. No one's clicking on my channel. No one's clicking on the main videos. None of that, right? No one's subbing. I get very few likes on those videos, so those are only views, and the views don't really matter in the long scheme of things, right? Because I'm trying to grow the channel as a whole and get more people to watch the videos, but I'm also getting more people get more people interactive with the videos, leaving likes, commenting, so I can get to talk to you guys, and also to buff those videos in the algorithm, right? And so this short-fed content is a serious problem, and I think this is a very interesting situation because it's going to show that that short-praised content is not here to stay. It is very weak, it is very unstable, and at any moment, a government agency can take that away from you, and your career will be over. So keep that in mind if you're uploading on TikTok. If that's the only thing you upload on, I suggest you get yourself a YouTube channel or Twitch, and you start learning how to edit videos, upload videos, record videos, because you're going to probably need that in the coming future as our world gets darker and darker and darker because of certain entities in this world that want to see us fail. But with that being said, I don't know what I'm going to watch now while I'm making food.